Hi friends, how are you all? I hope you're doing great. Today I'm here with some amazing phrasal verbs. I often talk about phrasal verbs. Without knowing phrasal verbs, without knowing how to use phrasal verbs, it's really impossible to continue a smooth conversation. So for having a nice conversation, to continue a nice conversation, a smooth conversation, you have to learn some phrasal verbs. Today's phrasal verbs are really very important. Please watch this video attentively. After watching this video, you will learn some important phrasal verbs. And using those phrasal verbs in your sentences, you can make your conversation smarter. You can make your conversation more advanced. So don't go anywhere. Stay with me till the end of the video. Without further ado, let's get started. The first one is figure out. Figure something out or figure someone out means to understand something or to understand someone. See, it's often used when someone needs to analyze a situation or make sense of something that is not easily clear, that is not immediately clear. When you figure something out, you don't instantly know the answer. You have to think about it. That means when you figure something out, you don't instantly know the answer. You have to observe something, you have to think over it. That means when you figure something out, you don't instantly know the answer. Instead of taking some time to think about it, you need some time to observe or analyze the exact situation before you finally understand it, such as understanding a person's feelings or grasping a difficult concept or analyzing why something happened. Let's see some examples. With that, you will understand more clearly. I couldn't figure out why she was so upset, but later I realized she had lost her job. That means at first I didn't understand why she was sad, why she was so upset. But after some times I understood the reason. Now I hope you got the phrasal verb. Let's see another one. It took me hours to figure out how the new software works. That means at first I didn't understand the software. But after spending some time on it, I finally understood it. Next one, she finally figured out the meaning of the poem after hearing it multiple times. That means she didn't understand the meaning of the poem at first. But after hearing multiple times carefully, she finally understood the meaning of the poem. So, this is the meaning of this phrasal verb. Now I hope you use this phrasal verb very easily. So note this phrasal verb down and make some sentences and use them. The next phrasal verb is get along with. See, the phrasal verb get along with specially means to have a good relationship with someone. When you get along with someone, it means you have a positive, friendly, or cooperative relationship with that person. This could be with your family members, friends, or even strangers. See, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have a very good relationship or a close relationship, but it implies that you have a positive relationship. There is no conflict, there is no major disagreement. For example, I get along with my co-workers very well. That means I have a good and friendly relationship with my co-workers. If I ask, do you get along with your neighbors? That means, do you have a good relationship with your neighbors? Let's see another example. She doesn't get along with her boss because they have different opinions. That means she and her boss do not have a good relationship. Now I hope you got this phrasal verb. The next phrasal verb is come up with. See, come up with is an amazing phrasal verb. The phrasal verb come up with means to think of, create, or produce an idea, plan, or it can be a solution. We often use this phrasal verb when we need to say that someone come out a solution, someone think of a solution, someone invents a solution or suggest a new thing. When you come up with something, you are thinking of a new idea or you are finding a solution to a problem. Now let's see some examples. She came up with a great idea for the project. That means she thought of a brilliant idea for the project. If I say, can you come up with a solution to this issue? That means I'm asking, can you think of a way to solve this problem? Let's see another example. We need to come up with a plan before the deadline. That means we need to create or develop a plan before the deadline. If I say they finally came up with an answer to the puzzle, that means they eventually found an answer to the puzzle. The next phrasal verb is keep from. That means keep someone or something from doing something. It means to prevent someone from doing something. For example, she tried to keep him from making a big mistake. That means she tried to prevent him from making a big mistake. We can also use this phrasal verb when we mean to avoid doing something. For example, he kept from telling the truth because he didn't want to hurt her feelings. That means he kept himself from telling the truth because he didn't want to hurt her feelings. See, we can also use this phrasal verb to stop something from happening. For example, drinking water keeps you from getting dehydrated. That means drinking water prevents from dehydration. For example, the new law will keep people from polluting the environment. That means the new law will prevent people from polluting the environment. The next and the last phrasal verb is think over. That means think carefully. That means to consider something carefully before making a decision. It suggests taking some time to reflect on an idea, plan, choice, rather than making decision immediately. When you think something over, you give it a serious thought before taking action. Let's see some examples. I need some time to think over your offer before giving an answer. That means I need some time to carefully consider your offer before deciding. Another example, she thought over the consequences before making her decision. That means she carefully considered the possible results before deciding. If I say, you should think it over before quitting your job, that means you should carefully consider your decision before leaving your job. Now I hope you got this phrasal verb. So note this phrasal verb down and make sentences and use them. So these are some important phrasal verbs. I hope you got all these phrasal verbs properly. I will be back with more content. Till then, take care. Thank you for watching this video. Bye-bye.